So I'm burning off the paint from 2 oil drums. I've got a piece of stack pipe, you can't see in this, there's 2 bits of spiral pipe in the tins, which apparently helps it. It's certainly sucking a lot of smoke out. I did wrap them both in clay slip soaked newspaper. I don't think I did enough layers or enough clay or left it to dry long enough, but I'm out of time, so everything's getting done in a bit of a rush now. I'll leave these to cool down and see how they sand off. We bought 5 tins of red exhaust paint, which I am hoping is going to be a suitable covering. We'll see. I burnt the barrels out today with the papier-mâché and clay around it, and I've just skimmed over it with a sander. It's come out alright. That's good. I'm happy. I'm just going to try a little bit of paint. Ooh. This is the second of the drums that I burned last night. I made the mistake of putting too much sawdust in the bottom, which didn't insulate, didn't burn, and you can see the blue still there. Quite incredible. Such phenomenal heat, and sawdust actually seems to be quite fireproof if you treat it right. A load of charcoal in the bottom, obviously, which I will be trying not to waste. The clay slip papier-mâché definitely works. I would recommend, if you can, at least 10 layers of paper, and ideally a day to dry before you burn. But I am in a hurry, I was impatient. I slapped on 3 layers of paper with very wet slip and set the fire immediately. A thicker slip, I think, would be good to have ready for when you've started the fire and you see it starting to steam. Paste on a thick slip at that point, and you might be able to get the greater effect without having to wait a day to dry. So all about the drying time. This is the second barrel. It's come in today from the burn. It sanded off quite nicely. I think I've measured everything right. So these tabs obviously get folded in. Similarly, that flange might be a bit thick, that flange. I don't quite know how you bend that, but we'll have a play and see. Might be awkward, that one. So it's not quite as high as I'd been hoping, but I've run out of time to cast any more risers or get any more drums or do any more anything. So that's sitting on the floor. The burner will obviously be at that height. The riser sections come up here, and then the top barrel sits on top. Yarby dooby 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 da. So I've just had a burn. It was okay. Not quite what I was expecting. The main reason was to see how this paint dealt with the temperature, and so far so good. I don't think it really got up to temperature though, so maybe it's not a completely valid test. I sprayed it on the rollers with aerosols, and as you can see there's definite lines and horribleness going on there. Unfortunately the rollers mark the paint, so the next coat I think I'll have to do upright. It's really hot. It's going to take ages to cool down. I probably can't do any more on it today, which is kind of annoying. This is obviously the bottom barrel. I'll now cut both flue ports. So we're going to have one small, more cooking orientated cob on the right hand side, and then the big L-shaped cob bench on the left. And the main flue will have two dampers, one to shut off one or the other, and then we have a bit more control maybe of quicker heat for cooking or slower heat for sleeping. Hope it works. Just sprayed the bottom can. It's alright, that paint. It's very red. It's a bit more red than I would have gone with, but we didn't have a choice. It was red or black. I probably would have gone with black, but only for functional reasons. The manifold's going to go in quite nicely.